Right.
Can.
Yeah.
So every
What?
week we've been doing this, just meeting,
Yeah. Indeed,
checking
we
in.
have. And I love it. And I'm so grateful that we started this because so many people out there actually don't have someone, to talk to on their goals, dreams, or what they're doing or what they want to accomplish.
Totally.
I'm very grateful.
Especially when it comes to building your own business. You and I have
Exactly, right?
talked about this, like our the immediate people in your life might not necessarily fully get what you're trying to do. That's
Exactly.
okay. You need community in other places.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we're grateful for each other. Love
100%.
it. Yeah. Let's do as we do usually. What do you think?
Yeah, let's go for it.
What are you working on this week?
Okay, let me pull up this list.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to get better about using data from what I post on TikTok to apply that to other places. So,
Okay.
what I'm realizing, and this might not be necessarily a shock to anybody, but what I'm realizing is that the more, at least on TikTok, the more scripted I am, the
Mm-hmm.
less people are likely to engage. So,
Oh,
we're seeing a lot of this with content creation everywhere is that like creators are using AI to come up with their scripts, which in my view
mm-hmm.
is fine, but then they're not changing any of the text. And so you have a lot of creators out there who are just, they sound like ChatGPT. If you use ChatGPT enough or any of
Right.
them, you start to know how it talks. And so at the beginning, when launching this TikTok, that's exactly what I was doing. I was going to
Mm-hmm.
ChatGPT, getting these scripts, not
Mm-hmm.
changing a
Yeah.
thing, adding zero personality to it, and coming up with something that sounded robotic. So
Mm-hmm.
what I take that as for this next week is just like permission to play,
Okay. Love it.
permission to work out ideas as I have them on camera. So I might
Mm-hmm.
not necessarily know like where the TikTok's going, but there might be an idea that I'm thinking about that I need to work out on TikTok. That could be an interesting post to try.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other big thing is just making sure that I'm adding value with every piece of content out
Mm-hmm.
there. It's a balance of sharing, funny things about my personality, but also, I mean, number one, because I'm hilarious. Number two, showing that I also have expertise in real things to talk about, not
Oh yeah.
just dogs and funny things, although we love dogs. Um,
Mm-hmm. I do.
so that's a big learning for this week
Okay.
to apply this to. And the other thing that I wanted to talk with you about, because I know you have a little bit more experience in this, is more long form content. So
Mm-hmm.
when I get on TikTok, where am I sending people to engage with
Okay.
me more? Um, right now, recording this, I have like 300, around 300 followers. And so I don't have the option yet to have like my website up on
Oh
the
yeah.
profile, which will happen. But yeah, that longer form content is something that I'm interested in doing.
Yeah.
And I just think will challenge me more to have these types of conversations, but with myself, with guests. And
Mm-hmm.
so that's a big thing on my list too. And
Okay. And do you
yeah,
have a date? Because you know me, I'm here to push, to push you. Um, do you have a date in mind? And what are you thinking exactly? Like when you say long form, where and how long?
yeah.
Tell me more.
To start, I'm not overwhelming myself. I'm not going to say that I'm doing a 1 hour YouTube video every
Mm-hmm.
week
Love
because I'm
that.
jumping in. Yeah, I'm jumping in a little bit blind. But I mean, a 10-minute video is something that I could do. A 5-minute video is something I can do. For me, that's long form. Most of my TikToks are like 30 seconds and under.
Perfect.
Um, so having something out before the end of this month under Aubrey Curiosity is something that I could
That's the
definitely do.
goal. Ooh. Do I hear a goal with a date?
So you and I have said that August is the month where we're not sleeping.
Heck,
And
Right.
I would
So
do want you to
excited.
talk more about that because you inspired me. So
Okay.
maybe that is the end of August goal of like, now
Okay.
I create content on YouTube by the end of
Yes.
August.
I love it. Yes. August. I mean, we cannot sleep on August. What we had discussed previously is that August is the month where it's end of summer. Literally, a friend of mine today, she has 3 kids, and she says, I gotta go shopping for backpacks. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Stop that talk. I feel like summer has barely started, but yeah, August is the month where kids are going back to school kind of soon and you gotta go shopping. Or if you're like me, you haven't been to the beach yet or anything, you haven't done anything. So you're trying to cram it all in. But people like us trying to get ahead is the month where while everybody's buzzing, like doing all the things and living their best lives, we should be like looking down and just staying home and planning all of the things so that, we make it out here.
Totally.
But yeah, because we have goals and we got dreams out here, like you and I. So like a lot of people, and so I think we should use August to the full and the max that we can.
It just breathes new energy into the end of the year too, because as I understood it, September was the month that
Mm-hmm.
you really start planning for the next year. I mean, most businesses do that by September. They're, if not before, planning ahead for
Mm-hmm.
the next year. But
Yep,
I mean, August is a month that really gets lost. So
I
I think
totally
that's an
agree.
interesting
And for
concept.
me, yeah, September right now is the month where I want to fully unleash. Like I got a few things that I want to do. I've been saying that I'm going to be doing this and that. Well, I'll talk about that a bit later, but September is the month that it's like a job. Like I it's a fresh new start. People are going back to school. Well, I want to start, you know, um going harder actually. But August is the month where I'm trying to ramp up my game, basically. Do more, not less.
Mhm.
Definitely. Yeah.
So what
So
are you
that's
working
good.
on, Liddy?
Oh, are we done with your are we that's all you're accountable for? Is that it? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. What am I working on? Girl, I still am on, to be honest, like the clarity, finding clarity. I know that I want to have a community. I want to do basically give back, just exactly what we said earlier. You and we actually met in a community of entrepreneurs. And I think it's such an important place to kind of live. And I want to have a community where, people like special butterflies, just like us, come and they are encouraged. And so I want to do group coaching for people who have goals and perhaps they're shy, either that they want to be on YouTube, they want to have a business, they're afraid of their friends or family's reactions, they're afraid of just doing the thing. So that's really one of my main goals. I've been saying that for months now, but as we were just saying, September for me is going to be the month, I think, where, and I'm just telling you this so it's out there now, like I cannot swallow this back. September, I'm gonna have to have this community open. So this week, what I have on my to do, the big one, is to actually film my next long form video. It'll be my 10th one. This next one. So yes, thank you. I'm excited. So and I have to actually do this like before Friday. Like it's a must because the weekend is jam packed with stuff to do. So that's the big one for me. And I'm also getting just some kind of business planning going as far as exactly just that, like how I'm going to attract my community members. And so I'm just doing a plan for that this week. And yes, I think that's it.
That's
Because
that's
yeah,
amazing.
that's more to come, more to come. But yeah, I mean, being a solopreneur, let's just, open a sidebar, is
Yeah.
not easy. because you're not just filming, you got to edit and do thumbnails and do all of the things. So it's been actually really, really fun. I'm enjoying every single minute, but I want to make sure I don't burn out. So
Yes.
I think this week is just taking a bit more time to kind of understand my business. And I promise to have a little bit more about all of the things next time we see each other. How about that?
I mean, that sounds great. And I, I mean, you and I have been meeting on our ideas recently, and I think there are a lot of gifts that you bring to the table, and many, many gifts that you bring to the table, especially when it comes around community, when it comes to community creation, because it takes an intuitive person to be able to sort of pick up on the things that people are struggling with, and like you have that, and it's timely because so many people are missing community right now. We
Mm-hmm.
hear all the time about this loneliness epidemic. You were just saying
Yes.
how solopreneurs have to build solo, and it
Mm-hmm.
is lonely to be an entrepreneur, frankly, and that's why most people
Absolutely.
quit. Um, so
Totally
we
agree.
need community.
We do. And I like how you touched on that, like people feeling alone. Like I hear or read, this since the pandemic is especially, more people live alone than ever in history of life. And like it can't be easy, and it can be very, like, it's actually sad. So I highly recommend, wherever you are in the world, like find people. It's so much funner, better. Is that even a word? But anyway,
Mhm.
with
It is.
people,
It is
right?
now. We're using it.
Yeah, it is now. Yeah, it's funner. So yeah, um, definitely recommend. And so you were saying, sorry, girl, keep
No,
going.
no, don't be sorry. I was just saying how, yeah, I mean, how important community is and how timely this all is.
Mm-hmm.
As women, I think we're naturally more open to raising our hand to say, I mean, you and I did it like, hey, do you want to be friends? And so maybe part of starting this channel, these conversations are encouraging people of all walks of life to do the same because
Absolutely.
in general, women are great community builders. So now how can we expand that to the rest of the world? Because it's not just women who need community.
Absolutely. I completely agree with you. Talking about a little bit, maybe you and I a little bit more. I actually happen to love your brand name. Let us hear some more about that.
Yes. So,
Agree. Tell me more.
yes. So I started a company called Curiosity Curator.
Yes.
And online, here, social, as of now, you can find me under Aubrey Curiosity. That is my alter ego name. That's not my birth
Mm-hmm.
name. Um, the reason why I wanted to lean fully into Aubrey Curiosity is
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she's my Sasha Fierce. She's who I want to be. She's my highest good. And reminding myself to show up as this person,
Mm-hmm.
not in the sense that I'm an actor playing a role, because I don't think that's sustainable. And we have seen plenty of creators burn out because of that. So not that I'm playing a role or have this like voice that this is Aubrey Curiosity and then I have me in my regular life. It's more about deciding what I want to bring into the future with me and whoever wants to come
Mm-hmm.
along with me. And so calling myself Aubrey Curiosity in the name really just reminds me that, hey, you can be this person and
Mm-hmm.
the world is at our fingertips. I mean, we live in coolest is the word that comes to mind now, but like
Yeah.
it is amazing to be alive right now. We have everything accessible at our fingertips,
Totally
and
agree.
especially with AI changing that and just access to information and education, the world is opening up in so many ways. And so in thinking about the future and who is this person I want to be and how I can contribute, it is Aubrey
Mm-hmm.
Curiosity. It's helping people reconnect with their spark, reconnect with those qualities that the world tells us don't matter, like
Mm-hmm.
joy, like curiosity, like fun, like wonder, things that have been deemed a luxury but are actually a
Mm-hmm.
necessity. Exploration is a necessity.
It's
It's not a
true.
luxury. Exploration is a necessity for humans. And we've forgotten that. So, long term, my goal is to put curiosity back at the forefront of humanity where it
Mm-hmm.
belongs because every change starts from there. And curiosity is the most human thing that we
Mm-hmm.
can connect to. And it doesn't cost anything to connect to.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So, and the name Curiosity Curator, I mean, it's a job that I invented,
Okay.
and it's something that I want to help everybody become in their own lives because
Mm-hmm.
we just forget that collecting different experiences along the way is what makes us interesting and what makes us human. So, so that's what I stand for in the long
Mm-hmm.
run. Like I want to put
Yeah.
curiosity back at the forefront of humanity and figure out, especially over the next decade
Mm-hmm.
and what our world looks like. We're going to need leaders who are in touch with these qualities that matter,
Yeah.
period.
Yep. Amen. It makes
So,
me think, yeah,
yeah,
those kids stuck on their, devices and all that. Okay, there's a place and time, but that word curiosity is so lost, and you're so right. And I'm just so excited like for you and your journey and learning more. But absolutely, I totally vibe with that so much.
thanks.
Aubrey Curiosity. And it rhymes and it's super cool.
Yeah. I mean, my last name's Kerr. I'm not hiding it.
Mhm.
Curiosity didn't have the same ring to it.
Oh, I never made that connection.
Yeah.
Curiosity.
Curiosity just doesn't sound.
Oh,
But I'm
that
not
changes.
hiding it. Like I
Yeah,
said,
yeah.
Aubrey Curiosity is an alter ego name. If you go to my LinkedIn page today, it says Aubrey Kerr. Nothing is being hidden there.
Right, right, right.
But it
That's
is more of a
super cool.
reminder to myself, like, this is
Mm-hmm.
who I want to be.
Yep. That's it. That's it. I have one of my first videos I talk about alter egos. Mine is kind of a little bit boring, but it's Boss Lady Liddy.
So good. Not
But
boring.
yeah, I mean, okay, we can discuss that later if it's boring or not. But it came from first a picture that I had on the wall forever in my office that says Boss Lady, and then my name is Liddy, obviously. But it's more like I've seen myself as an entrepreneur for so long. I want to like really have my own. I want to work for myself and have a company where I employ others. So that's eventually. So that's where it came from. But I love that we both have an alter ego. I think it's important.
Yeah.
And
You
yeah,
said
we can.
too,
Mhm.
I don't know if I'm remembering this correctly, but I think
Yeah,
in
yeah.
one of our first initial meetings, you said something like you get in the zone in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yes,
get
that
walk me
alter
through that a
ego.
little bit. Yeah.
Sure. Okay. So I think so. My whole jam is I love neuroscience, and it's weird. A lot of people have been asking me why are you talking about what the topics that you talk about in your videos. It's kind of weird. Like why neuroscience? I just think it's just one super cool, but like to know that your brain can actually kick you into gear, like can really help you. Like I'm not immune to, Netflix all day or being super lazy or procrastinating. I think, that's just life. It happens. But when I decided to, do something about it, then my favorite thing was to just listen to a bunch of gurus talk about neuroscience. And neuroscience basically is, your brain being malleable. Again, I don't think I don't know. You know that, Aubrey, but I'm French and certain words I struggle
Parfait.
with. Yeah. So that's one of them. But your brain is like an elastic, right? So you can stretch it. When you learn a new language, basically you're stretching, you're connecting, you're making new connections. And so that whole thing is to me fascinating. And so having a morning routine is like super important, especially if you're in a rut or in a dip and you're trying to get yourself out basically. So what I've started to do was to kind of wake up and tell myself one thing: you are an unrepeatable miracle. That's where it started. That story, there's a bit more to that. Maybe I'll get into that another time, but like telling myself that kind of got me out of some kind of hole that I was in, where I was just not motivated to do anything at all, not even get out of my bed. Even if I had to work, I'd be like just bringing my laptop, over and just pretending to work and being on Netflix or, scrolling all day. But when I started to tell myself certain things in the morning, right before I even got out of my bed, this is when I noticed like truly a shift. And just telling me myself a few things, it would kind of make me smile. And then it kind of would get my day kind of going in a like the right direction. It's hard to explain, but yeah, that's one of the tricks that I have that I use and encourage other friends. Actually, I have a good girlfriend. Like she says, yeah, when I do that, it does help. It's just a thing where you want to get your body in a state of action before you even just take your first step out of your bed. So that's the whole thing.
That's so good. That's so
Mm.
good. I mean, we hear about affirmations all the time, but when
Mhm.
I say affirmations, it's not consistent. I don't say the same things to myself. And then I say them like after breakfast or before work, kind of shoved into this 2 minutes
Yeah.
before I even get out of bed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what are the three do you have three or two you could share?
Affirmations.
Or things you say before you get out of bed? The
Oh,
unrepeatable miracle is one.
yep. I am an unrepeatable miracle. And then I basically tell myself, I remind myself who I am, and that alter ego, that's when it comes into play as well. I am a boss lady. And that one is actually also super powerful for me because then it's like, okay, if I'm boss lady Liddy, what would boss lady Liddy do? Like literally. Like that means I'm getting up, I'm getting, if I have to work out, if I've decided that's what I'm doing, because if you think of it, like CEOs and like, boss people that have things to shake and break in the world, like they are doing things. They're not just just in their beds like past a certain hour, or they get themselves into gear. So just telling myself that is kind of been instrumental to kind of push myself into gear. And so far anyway, it's this year has been my mission, and my mission is also to encourage others by my own example. So I've been able to sustain this so far pretty much 7 days a week. There's no vacation that I don't think about my mission, my goals, and my aspirations and my dreams. Like, and I'm on it. I'm working, even if it's like 10 minutes. Let's say I'm super busy, I'm away. But just even like looking at some notes, using AI, super important, like daily to kind of, further myself. Because I feel like if I don't do something every day about my goals, is when there's a chance that I, go back into the dip, and I'm not about to do that. So yeah, these are a few of my tricks. You wanted three, I'm giving you two. That's it. I got two. How about you?
Not 22?
No, not 22. Not 22. We got just two.
uh,
Yep. But yeah, I mean, and also like this year's been like for me, like I love how you talked about curiosity, Aubrey Curiosity being, your alter ego and everything else. And it's just still a self-discovery for me. Like I have like this, my channel name, for example, is Unleash Unrepeatable You, right? So, but where am I going with that exactly? And why that name? Again, we can get into that another time. But like it's like I wanna just really like unleash myself. And when I do, I feel that could be very encouraging for others. So I want to lead by example. That's my whole thing. And just action, just do the thing every single day. And yeah.
I love it.
Hopefully
I
that
love it.
encourages somebody.
It will. It already is. We forget that we don't need to be the expert
Mm-hmm.
um, in any of these things. We need to be further ahead from the people that we want to help,
That's right.
but not by much. Like, have some things that have worked for us, but we don't need to. I think that prevents a lot of people from getting started. Is I
Amen.
need to have all this expertise, I need to have all this experience, and
Yeah. This
we
is
each,
major,
yeah,
major what you're saying because yeah, that actually that's why I only kind of just I'm really kind of unleashing myself only just this year because of just that. Just being in my head, being stuck like, okay, who am I? And do need to go to school or I should get a degree in XYZ or I should take a coaching degree. No. You know what a coach is? It's somebody who encourages somebody. It's that's it. Like I encourage friends and family all the time, so it's not a like you don't need a degree, you don't need anything, you are just you and you're enough, like I am enough. And it's until I kind of got that into under my skin, really, like just to got a hold of that I'm now able to just like really really do something about all these goals and all these dreams that have been like just in a box for so long, for so many years. So
yeah. Oh my gosh.
totally agree. Yes, I like when you say, "Oh my gosh."
Oh my gosh.
She's like, she's feeling
So,
it. She's feeling
so
it.
American.
Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm telling you. Okay, so we got some goals for next week. Oh, and the only other thing I was gonna ask you today, I guess, was how are you using AI? I talked about AI. I use it every single day, a little bit.
Yep.
Yep.
Um,
Tell us.
every day connecting with it once a day. Um,
Mm-hmm.
definitely encourage everybody to do that. It's all changing so fast by the
Yep.
minute.
Yep.
Um, where how I try to approach my relationship with AI is that
Mm-hmm.
we're connecting once a day. It's my best friend. And approaching it with curiosity because there
Yes.
is so much, like there are
Mm.
so many capabilities and things we could learn. The analogy I heard the other day is that we're in the Netscape era of like the
Mm.
internet. It's early.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
OpenAI is early.
Oh
ChatGPT is
man.
early. We're so early. Um, but it's fascinating. So just making sure that we're reconnecting with AI at least once a
Mm.
day, using it. I know you and I
Mm-hmm.
pretty much have it open all day, every day.
I got yeah. I don't know if we call it cheating. I don't like when people say that, but like I have all of the AIs, not all of them obviously, but so many. And I kind of now know, who's better at what. It's like having multiple boyfriends.
Yeah.
I
Oh
don't know.
yeah.
I don't know if they're girls or boys. All right.
Side pieces,
What let's talk.
girlfriends,
Is AI
girlfriends,
female
boyfriends,
or male?
girlfriends, boyfriends, spouses.
Exactly. That's it. Exactly. So I love all their names too, Claude and GPT, whatever. But no, AI is number one. And do you find like you still um have you encountered, I mean, people that are still not using AI yourself?
Yes, yes, I do. I mean, I'll have conversations sometimes where
Mm-hmm.
um, the fear is
Mm-hmm.
still present, and my thought is that that is just beginning too, because we're not yet at the point
Mm-hmm.
where
It's mainstream or
full-on industries have closed down, but
oh yeah.
that is a reality. So I I do hear some initial fear or
Mm-hmm.
hesitancy in some of the people that I speak with, but I think that that might only grow actually
Mm-hmm.
over the next few years.
You mean the
Um,
fear will grow or the people using AI would grow?
both,
Okay.
yeah. Um,
Yeah.
and what our jobs are as humanity is this is a tool,
Mm-hmm.
greatest tool of all time, greatest tool to date, we could say.
To date. Better
How
than the internet for sure.
totally,
Yeah.
absolutely. So
Mm-hmm.
how are we going to use it though? Because it
Yeah.
still is operated by humans.
Mm-hmm.
And so just like with anything, any big change, anything that's intimidating, I like to approach it with curiosity of just, I wonder,
Mm-hmm.
what
Yeah.
is the possibility of this? The friends that I do have are who are skeptics are, I've encouraged them to just test it out. See
Mm-hmm.
these ways how it could save you time. One example I
Mm-hmm.
gave a friend recently was um, telling ChatGPT what you have in your fridge or pantry and telling it to what you should make for dinner. This is what I
Yeah.
have. I'm not going to the grocery store. Tell me what to make
It's
for
so
dinner.
cool.
And she
Yep.
was like, "Oh my God, like that would save me so much time." And, she has little kids. And
Mm-hmm.
so I mean, that's just like one everyday example
Mm-hmm.
in the day to day. But you and I talk a lot about moving from using AI for the fun of it to using AI as a tool and not just for entrepreneurs. Like moms can use it as a tool, dads can use it as a
Mm-hmm.
tool, anybody can use it as a tool.
Anybody.
We look
Yeah.
at Gen Z and Gen Alpha, they're using it as their therapist, they're using it as their
Mm-hmm.
financial advisor. So, two, in between generations, like what can we learn from each other?
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, I mean, tell me about your use. You and I are talking about
Oh,
AI all the time. You're using AI all the time.
I might
Yeah,
be obsessed.
yeah.
I might be obsessed. I don't know. Today I told someone literally, actually, again, because yeah, I said, listen, I need to go and learn how to prompt the AIs because the magic happens. Like, okay, so we're maybe maybe I don't know if we're more advanced, but I've been using so much so to actually create automations and like I created, for example, like a questionnaire, right? So, but as the more you use it, you notice that like when you prompting it or when you're asking AI to do something, it doesn't always get it. But whose fault is it? Well, probably myself, right? So because again, language barrier or the way I phrase the thing, right? It might not understand. So the magic happens in the prompting, and I plan to get even better. I want to use it to its full, I want to learn this I want to know more. And now ChatGPT 5 came out. I keep hearing different things, so I'm not I've used it like just a little bit, but I hear about how powerful it is to even create like full websites and games, and like the possibilities are pretty endless. So I'm just excited beyond like again. I've used it, for example, you know how you said what's in your fridge? I've used it to actually try to decorate my house. I had
Yeah.
a room that I didn't know what to do. I took a few pictures, uploaded them, and I said, what would you do? And I'm like, it told me, like, AI came back and gave me a whole bunch of text. And I said, no, 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 give me a picture. And it gave me a full picture of the room, how it would place the things in full color.
Wow.
This is not Google.
No.
AI is here to stay. And if you're not using AI, we need to talk.
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments, actually, because we need to talk. It's powerful. It's amazing. And like, yeah, I was scared. To be honest, though, at the beginning for a bit, because, you hear weird things like AI, it's a machine. It's going to take over once it learns, all what humans have to say. But que será, será. We'll see when
Mm-hmm.
whatever happens, happens, right? For
Totally.
now, it is a tool that you can really use to further yourself. And so hopefully we get to discuss more of the AI tools and how we're using those and see, maybe learn a thing or two. And I'll learn from you, Aubrey. And
We'll learn together.
I'll share every time I learn something fun and cool. I'll share with you. I'll make sure
We'll share,
to
we'll
share.
learn, I mean, this is
That's it.
like free school is
That's
what we want
right.
it to be for all of us too.
Amen. We're good.
One thing that we've been talking about community and you're building your community. We've been talking about like this accountability community and the
Mm-hmm.
importance of that.
Yeah.
Um, I want to talk really quickly about how AI can actually help with building community and
Mm-hmm.
not just necessarily from a software perspective, although
Mm-hmm.
there are plenty of organizations and plenty of platforms that are, AI driven, that are
Mm-hmm.
using AI to do this. Like I'm thinking about Les Amis, which is an AI driven platform to help women make new friends, or Eldera, which partners up mentors who are over the age of 60 with mentees, and that's all AI
So
driven.
cool.
So yes, AI powered platforms, of course, but um, in the bigger context of like what
Mm-hmm.
it means to be human, and in this time with AI here,
Mm-hmm.
we know that still, for now, in person connections overrule everything in terms of what it does to our brain. When our brain lights up, we're in an in-person
Yeah.
brainstorming session. Let's say if you and I were sitting side by side together, our brains would be lighting up in a different way than they are now on Zoom. There are
That
plenty
is
of
correct.
studies that have been done out there about this. Stanford Graduate Business School
Mm-hmm.
did one. Harvard Business School has done one about around connection,
Mm-hmm.
as it relates to Zoom and what that does for our brain, and being a little bit less creative when we're
Mm-hmm.
brainstorming together on Zoom.
Right.
But when it comes to AI, if we think about a passive activity like watching a YouTube or doom scrolling through TikTok,
Mm-hmm.
a very passive activity, working with AI is an active activity. And there remains to be more studies about this, like more research is on the way. We're still in the very, very early stages. But at least for now, some of these studies are showing like a 68% emotional improvement when it comes to interacting back and forth with an AI versus a
No
passive
way.
activity like watching YouTube. So we don't,
Stop.
and we'll put links to the studies below. So those of you who want to geek out over the science can reference what we're talking about. But if we think about going back to what we were saying about how Gen Z is using it, they're using it
Mm-hmm.
for everything. If it's a difference, if I'm lonely sitting at home, which happens quite
Mm-hmm.
often, if it's a difference between me connecting with the world by looking at social media, passive activity, or me talking with ChatGPT about what are 10 ways that I can get out of my own way. That's a
Mm-hmm.
dialogue. That's a conversation. That's more interesting. That's going to increase our energy, and so using AI as a tool to get unstuck, to get inspiration, to follow our curiosity. The more interesting thing to me is not these AI driven platforms, although those are amazing and they're much needed. The more
Mm-hmm.
interesting piece is how can I work with machines to empower my life in the real world?
Wow.
Like, what are the ways that I can build that still? And how can AI help me do that? So, how can AI give me these ideas? Whether it's like you need to host a small gathering, Aubrey, of entrepreneurs in your local area to talk about
Wine and
what
cheese.
you're dealing with, things like that. But like using
Yeah.
AI to brainstorm what could be.
Right. Wow. I my mind is a little bit blown right now. Like I didn't know about the 68%. That's
It-
awesome. Like share the link because I'm gonna actually go read that.
yeah, no, I will
That is
share the link.
amazing.
Yeah, it's
That
that
is
for that one,
amazing.
the 68%. I'm just going to pull this up
Hmm.
because I don't want to misquote.
Okay.
Um,
Wow.
Rep that the 68% metric was for Replika, which is a chatbot program that like responds in texting style. I've never used it,
Okay.
so I'm not really going to speak on it. But
Okay. Okay.
that 68% was using that tool, and so
Hmm.
we just don't know the implications for mental health in a
I
positive
know.
way.
In a positive way. That's the point because as you were talking, actually, I was thinking, and that I think a lot of people fear AI because they hear how, have you heard the some people say by the end of whatever year, your kids or your kids' kids are going to be marrying a full AI robot and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
So this is where, and I must admit, that could be scary, you know, because there's the line. And I love how you actually started this whole topic by saying how community is important, but how in person is extremely important because of our brains and the connection. And, we know these studies like hugging someone, even more than 10 seconds, how beneficial. So you need that human. We can never lose that, I feel. But I think a lot of people are just afraid that AI, people are going to be in their houses, just chatting. And because now we talk to AI, you don't even have to type, right? You having full conversations with AI and calling AI best friend, husband, and then what? And
Yeah.
maybe that's the unknown. But I love how you twisting this to something positive. That is powerful. Yeah.
Yeah. And there are, of course, risks with all of this. There was
Mm-hmm.
another study that we came across that talked about a study out of Germany that talked about the danger of the over reliance on AI.
Mm.
So it
Yeah,
is, again, it is a tool. It can be
it's a
used for
tool.
good and bad. Just like the internet, we
Exactly.
still have the dark web, bad
Yeah,
place.
exactly.
So,
And don't and AI lies
mhm.
apparently, and it's not always, on point. So you have to still be careful and not take everything it says like it's gold. So you have to keep researching and keep prompting to make sure that you're getting the correct information. But
Yep. And it's where
it is
critical thinking comes in too.
that's it.
Learning to
Yeah.
critically think, which by the way, AI can help with,
Yeah,
learning to critically think so you can check yourself. You can question like,
exactly.
okay, is this actually true? And
Mm-hmm.
um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, the over reliance thing will be interesting. We don't know yet what that looks like.
For
And
sure.
with the whole marriage and AI thing,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I mean that's a lot for me to wrap my head around.
Yeah.
However, to me, it makes sense. People kind of suck. Like, the dating world sucks.
Oh my gosh, we're
At least
opening
from what I
cans of
hear.
worms.
It makes
Yes,
sense. It
yes.
makes sense though from a loneliness perspective, from a
Yeah.
companionship perspective. It
Yes.
do I want that for myself? No. Do I is it new for me to wrap my head
Mm-hmm.
around? Yes.
Yep.
Does it make sense? To me, 100%. Like
Yeah.
I get why that it will be a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Probably sooner
Yeah.
than we're comfortable with.
Because being lonely, I'm sure, is so bad for somebody, right? It probably gets, your health is probably declining by being lonely, like people who cannot handle being lonely. So having a tool that you can talk to and get help from and have conversations with will be definitely better and more positive than just, sitting at home bored by yourself. So for sure.
Definitely.
Wow.
Definitely. And so I know
So
for each
much
of
to
these
talk about.
videos, you and I talked openly about wanting everybody to have something to walk away with at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll kind of
Yes.
change off, who's sharing what because they're you and I are learning different things all the time. So we can come together to have these little
Absolutely.
masterminds. Also for a diary entry of like
Yeah.
this progress. But
For sure.
so my, I guess, micro upgrade, my tip, my challenge to anybody who's listening is if you haven't messed around with AI, now is the time. First, full stop. Have some fun with it. Ask it how you can use it. Have it teach
Mm-hmm.
you how to use it.
Yep.
So that's one. And then ask, collaborate with AI around this topic of community in your in person life. And ask AI to be a brainstorm partner of make how could I create more in-person community in my
Mm-hmm.
everyday life? How could I make that easier for me? Not everything has to be an overly complicated project like I try to make it sometimes. But brainstorming with AI about what could this in-person community look like? I mentioned like these organization of smaller groups. Like I'm
Mm-hmm.
more and more convinced that in these smaller rooms, whether that's on Zoom or in person, that's where big conversations and big shifts are going to happen. So yeah, I think that's my sort of micro upgrade is how
Okay.
can you use AI on your computer, on your phone, but to build a
Mm-hmm.
community in person.
I
And let
love
us
it.
know in the comments what's happening because it doesn't replace that in-person connection.
100%. 100%. Wow. That wraps it up nicely.
What a time to be alive.
Indeed. Indeed. The best. Yeah. So, Aubrey Curiosity.
So, Liddy
We
Jean,
shall we shall meet again and do this again, right? Of course. This was really fun. Thank you
This
so
was really
much.
fun. See you next week. I'll miss you.